oil, and I've got sliced onion. That is just half of a medium onion. And my heat is on a medium heat. Just gonna move that around quickly. Full ingredients list and everything else will be available at caribbeanpot.com. And this is a lovely little recipe when you have leftover stewed chicken, that sort of brown stew chicken. A lot of people associate it as being brown stew. I just know it as stewed chicken. Now, if you want to see me do this recipe from scratch, which means show you how to do the stewed chicken and all the different steps, leave me a comment down below and Iman will get to it. It's as easy as that. But if you want the stewed chicken recipe on its own, head over to caribbeanpot.com. For a little heat, I've got a couple bird's eye pepper, or what we call bird pepper. Some people call it Thai chili. And there's these little bad boys here. I just chopped it up, along with quite a bit of crushed garlic. Well, I just smashed the garlic. And the more garlic, in my honest opinion, you can add to this, it will only do nice things. Garlic and spinach just goes hand in hand together. Now, the stewed chicken that I'm going to be using, the leftover stewed chicken, there's a lot of ginger and a lot of bold flavors in there, so it's really going to enhance things. But to sort of bring everything together, I'm going to use some coconut cream. I'm just going to turn my heat down. I don't want the garlic to burn, but I want everything to soften up a bit. And as that softens up, we're going to hit that with some fresh ground black pepper. If you don't have fresh ground, go out and buy some. No, I'm only joking, man. Do you. What you have is already ground. The stuff they sell already ground. By all means, toss it in there. But for now, we're just going to let that go for about a minute more. And then we'll continue. Turn my heat back to medium. I'm going to go in with some ochro or okra, however you call it. The whole idea is it's going in there. Just going to hit that a little stir. And the reason why I want the ochro or okra in at this point is because I just wanted to get a little bit of golden edges before we proceed. So just going to give that a couple minutes, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes, just to develop a bit of color. And from that color, that sort of caramelization will happen with the natural sugars in that okra. It will pull out a lot of unique flavors and enhance the dish further. You can see I got some color going on here. So what I'm going to do now is start adding the washed spinach. And all I'm using is baby spinach, and of course it's going to say it's been washed on the package, and that's just the remnants of the water that's causing that sort of schwa action that you're hearing there. Yeah, most packages say the spinach is pre-washed and all that jazz. Listen, we've all seen all the notices about recall and salmonella and all that, so please still wash your thing, man. But then trying to eat, just go ahead and wash it. And it will look like a lot, it will pile up, but I assure you it's all going to wilt down with the heat, that bit of water that we added in there. And speaking of which, I want to add a bit of coconut cream and a splash of water, because we'll need that shortly for that coconut cream to melt and do all kind of wonderful things in there. As it wilts down, I'm going to start giving it a stir and continue adding the rest of the spinach in there. My heat is still on medium, by the way, if you're wondering. The only other thing to go in there, well, later on we will add some salt. And of course I have the leftover stewed chicken, which is in the bowl here. Yeah, I cooked quite a bit of chicken the other night, and only myself ate. Nobody ain't trying to eat my stewed chicken, boy. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy it today. Again, I used the lid to help bring it along, and you can see how everything has wilted down. It's been a couple minutes now, so I'm just going to move that. And notice how the coconut cream started to melt there. That's exactly one of the reasons why I added the bit of water in there. So the whole idea here now is to cook this down thoroughly. Yes, some people be watching this if you're new to Caribbean cooking, and you'll be like, yo man, you're overcooking the spinach. But trust me on this, Bhagi is supposed to be cooked down. Mind you, I won't do it as how my mom would traditionally do it, which is to cook it all the way down to a mush, but I'm getting close enough to there. At this point, I'm going to add the leftover stewed chicken to the pot there. And there's quite a bit of gravy. I want to enhance, well, not enhance, but to sort of elevate the dish. Yeah, I want that gravy to be part of the whole scenario. In with that leftover stewed chicken, Could have added the salt earlier, but I'm just going to hit that with some salt. Later on you can adjust that if you want to, don't fret too much. Gonna mix that in, tuck all that chicken in between and all that. I'm gonna turn my heat down just a tiny bit to medium low, and we're gonna work everything in there. Yeah, you don't need to put the lid on after this, because the whole idea now is to let everything come together, and we're gonna burn off all of the liquid that you're seeing on the bottom there. This is why I wanted to add the chicken with the gravy at this point, because I want that gravy to condense as well, and in condensing, when sort of reducing, the flavor will be more heightened. And remember I said there's a ton of green seasoning and ginger and all kind of nice. This is Uncle Chris stewed chicken. But anyhow, just bringing that back up to a boil. It's been about 4 minutes in, and it's starting to tighten up and get exactly where I want it to be. All I'm doing is, yeah, and you're gonna break up the okra, that's fine. But the whole idea is to try and separate the baby spinach leaves. What happens is, because I didn't give it a rough chop before, and you can go ahead and give it a rough chop, when it starts reducing, the leaves keeps going on top of each other like that, stacking on each other, and thus creating a sort of thickness. So I'm just trying to get in there and break that up a little bit, because I want to burn off all the liquid that's here now. And at this point you would taste it for salt, you would adjust your salt, and the whole idea here now is to raise up the heat and let that liquid burn off. It's been about 8 minutes since I added the chicken pieces to here. Look at a nice big piece of garlic. Listen, you see that piece of garlic there? There's our prize. Anyhow, it's been about 8 minutes. If you want it like this, turn off the stove, let the residual heat dry it up a little bit more for you. If you're eating with rice, of course you'll need that little gravy, but with rice, I still want it a bit more dry, so I'm going to continue cooking it. Yeah? Continue cooking it down, and I'll show you how I like it. But anyhow, if you want to turn off the stove and enjoy it at this point here, you do your thing. You do you. Sup, soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me. Email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. So further 5 minutes or so, and that liquid is taking forever to burn out. Probably getting kind of angry because you want access to the kitchen. That boy just feel he have his own YouTube channel and thing, you know. But anyhow, Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. I'm gonna give this 1 more minute. Turn off the stove. Cast iron, which means it's going to retain a lot of residual heat. I will not put the lid on, or if I do, what I may do is put it with a space, so I'm not creating too much steam. Steam equals moisture, moisture equals soupy kind of consistent. It's not stew chicken callaloo we making, no sir. I do hope you get an opportunity to give this one a try. This is proper things, man. Anyhow, I'll go on.